But tell me, how did that? So again, I call entrepreneurship सुलेमानी कीड़ा. Why? है तो सोने नहीं देगा, नहीं है तो जागने नहीं देगा. That's the essence of Suleimani Kira. How did that engineering student turned into an engineer girl, which typically would have a mindset, so up to usual, either you'll do a IT job or a ITES job or a some kind of software professional, some typical, जो होता है ना segmented, typical, streamlined, vertical of life.
Yeah.
That is what the natural course would be, especially being a woman, right? Those days. How did entrepreneurship happen?
You know, I think I really am Destiny's child with respect to this, because actually during my engineering, I had got into one of the software companies. I had got 2 job offers. One was a startup in the IT services.
Do you remember the name?
I don't even remember the name.
As it is surviving even today? Do you have any
I haven't
idea?
even checked.
Okay.
I don't even know. And there was, it was Satyam Computers.
Oh,
there
nice.
were these 2 places.
And excitement.
It's more the excitement.
Yeah.
Why? Because all the cool people from engineering were in that company.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, you know, I want to go to a place which is cool. Unfortunately, that year was the .com bust year, right? So all our jobs got deferred. And first got deferred by 3 months, then 6 months. Call you back, we will call you back. So then during that time, I said, so anyway, I'm waiting. And let me try my hand in the family business. It was that by then my dad wasn't around, so my mom was struggling with it. I said, chalo, now that I'm an engineer, let me go see what I can do there. And once you're in it, you have to give your 100%.
Actually 110.
110.
100 में survive नहीं कर सकते.
I didn't realize that till I got in, and I saw how consuming it is.
It extracts everything out of it.
Everything, right? And for like this really happy-go-lucky person that I had become, who was like, you know, generally meandering through life and discovering new interesting things, suddenly entrepreneurship happened, right? And I was responsible for the organization, for people's salaries.
Accountability.
And I was like, dude, this is a lot of work. And once I got in, I got hooked, right? I mean, it was hard. I was all of 21 years old, but I was like, this is nice. I don't think I can work for someone anymore and be told what to do, because here I have to figure out what to do.
True.
Right? And
you tasted blood.
Yes. And so I was there for about 4 years doing this, till again my mom shook me up and said, listen, you can't keep doing this. You have to go do your MBA now. And by that, I was like in my chill zone. Company was doing decently well, was getting recognized for the work that I was doing there in a small way itself. So I was like, no, you know, I don't want to do MBA. What more can an MBA teach that I'm doing?
Because you're doing real life MBA. All of us think that, you know,
correct,
real life MBA is a very different ball game.
Right. Like, and that time only I knew, you know, getting business is hard.
Yeah.
Converting a sale to actual money is harder.
The life changes between received versus receivables.
Cash flow, my God, every end of the month before we would pay salaries, I would be fretting because I would not know who would end up paying us. So just managing.
And it's a hustle every day.
Yes. So that was like, you know, empowering. And then I said, okay, finally I gave in. We sold the business that we had. It had very good clients, very good projects. So we said, please, if someone else can manage it better, take it. And then I went to ISB.
Why ISB?
Why ISB? Because that time ISB was positioning itself as an entrepreneur B school. And that is why I'm applying. And that's the story I think they even bought, right? And when I went there and I met the kind of people there, again, possibilities opened up, right? Like I remember so I was going by train the first time from Bangalore to Hyderabad. And it was a whole coach full of ISB applicants, right? Everyone going together. And most of them IT services background, all of them working for either a Cisco or a Infosys. And So, and they were all, we want to do consulting, we want to go to BCG, we want to go to McKinsey. And I was like, dude, what are these? Like, what, I haven't even heard of these. The coach with me, and he was like, so what do you want to do? And he was the first batch of IM Cal. He's still a very dear well-wisher of mine, and he still follows up on what I'm doing in life. And I said, Uncle, I don't know. I'm just coming to figure life. And he's like, but everyone else knows what they're doing. You should also know what you should be doing. I said, no, I'll go and see how things pan out. And as they say, life happens. And again, so because of my real estate background, I got lucky. I was one of the few people on campus to get into real estate private equity, which was a dream job for many.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't even appreciate it as much, right? I was like, I want to get out of real estate.
True.
But I'm going back into it because it's a very hard sector.
Very hard sector.
And
So which year was this?
This was in 2006.
And the biggest deals started happening in A7 and 8.
In 2006.
I remember I did few of the largest real estate
But
deals at that point.
then the Lehman crisis.
Correct.
Right? Prior to that, it was
crazy.
Crazy.
The check sizes were insane.
Yeah. And the things that used to happen then
Yeah.
is what I'm now seeing in the startup ecosystem
Yeah.
here. And
True.
so that's why I get worried, because I have seen what happened that time, right? Like, it was insane.
Crazy.
And
the amount
it had to crash.
It had to crash. We've seen through, right? It's unfortunate, but it impacts the whole sector.
But that's what worries me, right? Like, as an investor, I have seen it and I will not want to repeat it. But I see people are very convenient in forgetting these things.
True.
Right? And then in the startup space now, we are seeing very similar behavior patterns and no one is calling it out.
And it's not still alarming, you know? It's what's actually alarming is a lot of people are just taking in the stride.
Correct.
And you know how I've had the fortune of advising quite a few people. So I advise during happy times, I advise during sad times, I also advise during troubled times.
Yeah.
And problem is when you see the trouble and when you see the lens of how things are, sometimes it even shocks me that this could have been missed or this did not raise an alarm bell maybe 2 years ago. Because there's so many behavior trends, but we'll come to that. I want to talk about that in depth much later. But coming back to ISB, tell us about life. So you went there, you had a whole bunch of people who knew life is not a jigsaw puzzle because they've already fitted in the piece. They know the life is this beautiful picture, perfect frame. They have the picture. You're going to this place where you don't even know the puzzle. You have to now accumulate the pieces and try and make the picture. How was life there? For our audience who perhaps yearn to say that they want to be a part of such institutions, first question, how difficult is it to get in? And once you get in, what is life like inside?